The beast opened its mouth to speak blasphemies against God. You must get this shot. You must cooperate. You must put masks on. You must do this. It affects mankind for 42 months. And the beast opened its mouth to speak blasphemies against God and to slander his name. How? By adopting that name and using it for your own purpose to put you on high. Listen. He slanders my Father's name and his tabernacle. His tabernacle. I thought I was done away with tabernacle. You know that tent thing that you used to put up in the middle of the desert? I thought all that was gone. The tabernacle is the body of the anointed ones who've been sent here. You've been sent here. Have you wakened up yet? Do you realise who you are now? Have you got it yet? I'm not overreacting. Let's carry on, shall we? Then the beast was permitted to wage war against the saints and to conquer them. And it was given authority over every tribe and people and tongue and nation. It was able to get the whole world to do what they were doing. They were setting the example. You must follow this example by keeping away from this person 6 feet and all the rules and regulations. That was like a control mechanism to get everyone under control. With all the surveillance, with all the technology, monitoring your every single move is what is happening right now. I hope you're aware of that. So this is the tabernacle. It is the body of Christ. The 144,000 that have manifested from above here on this very earth. We have the assignment of all assignments that's ever been given. Warriors of light, stand up for what is right. Then the beast was permitted to wage war against the saints and to conquer them. And it was given authority over every tribe of peoples and tongues and nation. So you can see as a collective, worldwide, the power that was behind it all got every government to do their bidding. Because it all belongs to him. And all who dwell on the earth will worship the beast. They give it its power. You give your power away. When you support someone, that is giving them power. Your support. This is what's happening. given authority over every tribe, people, tongues, and nations, and all who dwell on the earth will worship the beast, all whose names have not been written from the foundation of the world in the book of life, belonging to the Lamb who was slain. Self-explanatory, that, isn't it? He who has an ear, let him hear. If anyone is destined for captivity, into captivity he will go. If you haven't listened to the warning signs of what's going to happen to crypto, anyone who's trusting in AI to save the day, to make you rich, you've been captured. And it says captivity. If anyone is destined for captivity through their own fault, into captivity he will go. Unless you get out right now and get something real, such as gold or silver. Real it. And not the paper silver, not a contract, or not one of those that they've got your gold and it's in a vault. Unless you hold it, it doesn't belong to you. It doesn't. You've got to hold it in your possession, somewhere where it's safe. Vault it somewhere. So this is what this is about. If anyone is to die by the sword, he must be killed. So if anyone is to die by the sword, this is the powers that be who use the words, the sword, in the wrong way. The same words as a sword, by the sword he must be killed. Here is a call for the perseverance and faith of the saints. They use the word saints here, but it's the chosen ones, the 144,000. Then I saw another beast rising out of the earth. This beast had two horns like a lamb, but spoke like a dragon. So these, it seems like in an alliance, two powers of the same ilk, of the same arse, with two cheeks, but it's the same arse. That's what George Galloway says. Hey George, you have me in stitches, you do. You've had some good guests on lately as well. Aye. So where are we? So this beast has two horns, like a lamb. While a lamb's got a lamb was just getting its horns. There's only little things here. There's not much power in them. So whoever it is, it's all bluff. A union that creates two horns. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. What could that be? Well, it comes over as a lamb. Oh yes. We are very lamb-like, but spoke like a dragon. So it's really a lamb that looks like a lamb, but speaks like a dragon. So you get it? So it comes over lamb-like. Think of any alliance Can you think of it? Come on now, you don't need me to tell you everything. And this beast exercises all authority of the first beast, that's the 7-headed, 10-horned wild beast, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast. Of course, it would have to, wouldn't it? The first beast. It's a procession of all the kingdoms, and right at the end, you've got the 10 toes. Right at the end, you've got the 10 powers. It's the end of the whole thing. There's no more history to be added after this, because this great big image gets knocked down, its fate, by a stone representing the kingdom that was thrown from heaven, and it hit the image on its fate, and it all came tumbling down. So all those empires that were embedded in each one, this day, it is a fully working 7-headed, 10-horned wild beast that is in the earth, that is every single one of what belongs to our adversary, Satan, the devil himself. It all belongs to him. Don't be fooled into thinking, no, if I support this government here, or this leader here, he's got God's backing. The only way someone can have God's backing, my Father's backing, our Father, is to have the kingdom within them. They must be ambassadors of the kingdom of God, not an earthly. It is a new Jerusalem, a new rulership that dwells in the heart of the 144,000 who love the kingdom. And that's why you've been chosen. I hope this is getting there, Father. Now this beast, that's 2 horns, performs great signs to cause even fire from heaven to come down to the earth in the presence of people. Exactly what's happening now. Amazing technology. These 2 nations that are bound together speak the same language. They're the lamb which speaks as a dragon, coming as a lamb to fool you. Vote for me. We will get rid of all the trouble in Gaza. Let us support Benjamin Netanyahu, who says he's a Jew when he's not a Jew, not a true Jew. He does not have the kingdom within him. His kingdom is of the darker side, and that is Satan himself has put him in place to do the wild beasts' bidding. But he gives them power. He gives them power. Let's carry on. Telling them to make an image to the beast that had been wounded by the sword and yet had lived. Is there someone going to, as it were, have they been taken off and put back on the world stage as a saviour? 7 head, and then it becomes the 8th head, which springs from the 7th. I'll get onto that. 7 and 8. Now that's my number. 7 and 8. well, it's actually 8 and 7, depending which month you. Is there someone 7 and 8 that it's speaking about? Because it's speaking of the last golden head, or the last head received a fatal wound, took out of action, and then the future event happens, and the miraculous come back, and everybody says, "Wow, what a saviour you are." Trump card was played. Let's carry on. Telling them to make an image to the beast that had been wounded by the sword and yet had lived. The second beast was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast. It will bring in and bring back to life that which was about to be lost. How do they do that? Give breath to the image. What image have they created? In the banking system. What's going to happen? The beast was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast. They want crypto so badly to be put in place, and they will promote it. Bitcoin, working through the darkness of darkness, where nobody can track you, but so easily robbed, just like that, because it's not tracked. Can you see how dangerous this is? How you can be totally wiped out and you can't do nothing about it. This is what's coming. Because he will promote this to entrap everyone again. Instead of getting into the real. And what is the real? His trump card is crypto, CBDCs, implementing the great plan to enslave mankind, to control them. Let's carry on. Telling them to make an image to the beast that had been wounded by the sword, and yet it doesn't have to be a real sword, spoken with words through governments and authorities. But he lived. The second beast was permitted to give breath to the image of the first beast. By its, what keeps a power open floating? Resources, money, crypto, being given. That's the truth. So that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship it to be killed. Unless you get into this crypto, they'll say in the future, you'll not be able to do any transactions at all. Everything must be digital. I beg to differ. And the second beast, this is, they speak the same language. It's two horns, one power and one power. Comes over as a lamb. Oh yes. This is another side to the same picture. Right? This is not the seventh head of 10 horn. It's something you have to identify. It's an alliance. Speak the same language. And this is what they do. This is what's going on behind the scenes. To receive a mark on the right hand or on their forehead. How? If everything's done through digits, like for example a bank card, you don't pay for anything It's done in the ether transaction. That's the slave-based system that we allow ourselves to trust in. When actually, if you examine it, there is nothing there. It is fake value of an illusion. It's like a strawman illusion. You think you've got something, and it's not real. It's just an illusion that you've been trapped into and pulled into. Now, listen carefully. So if you do any transactions, driving a car, every single thing is monitored. Your phone's, as you're walking, it may be turned off. Makes no difference. It's a retriever of information. You can turn on any time, and you can do nothing about it. Everything's traced. The brand new cars nowadays, such high tech, but every single thing is monitored. You cannot do nothing without the powers that be who've put that into place. They're gathering all the information. You can't have even a little knock on a car. The most advanced cars, it'll record it, where it happened, what time, and who was round about if your car's got all the cameras. This is how advanced things is getting. But it's all going to crop. It'll have to come down for a while to sort this out. Listen. Here is a call for wisdom. Let the one who has insight calculate the number of the beast. Remember, the beast is 666. But it's the 7 out of 10 on wild beast. He would be, or she, would be in total control, because the beast gives this one all power. All power. Pass it on. But it's one and the same thing. Let the one who has insight calculate the number. So you have to calculate this. Of the beast, for it is the number of a man. So it's a man. The number of a man will equal 666. Now if you go into the Hebrew, it's what's coming to this man. But what's coming to this man? A 666. Whoever it is. It's a 666, which in Hebrew is a vav, vav, vav. It's a nail, nail, nail. On a tree. As Yeshua. But this is future. This is what's telling you to calculate. Someone is going to be, not literally, it represents the end of the cycle. The end of the cycle is a number. In Hebrew, the end of the cycle is the cross. The cross is the end of it all, where you're released from the flesh and come alive again. But for this person here, whoever it is a number 7 and then a number 8. The 7th head is the last. It was the first. It was the golden head Guess who it was? Count it: Egypt, Assyria, Babylon. Right? The third world empire, you could say. He was the golden head. 3. So, our adversary, Satan himself, has personally picked the best of the best as what there is right now. But they must kowtow and bring in the control mechanism, which is what? How do you control people? You control the money, the value. If they can get you all into that and rely on that, then you were meant for captivity. You can get out of that. We need no government at all to sort this world out. We are the government, the 144,000 that are chosen because of all what you've gone through and the refinement. Father's not going to put any Tom, Dick and Harry into a overseas position where there's lives at stake to draw the best out of them, not being like the kings of the earth today who demand, but drawing the best out of those who are around them. These are the kings my Father is putting into place. And you may have been through, you may have started right at the bottom, but you've experiences. Each one was my Father allowing you to be humble, experience that. That's what it's like to have someone bossing over you. So you've had a really bad boss. Well, if you were a boss, you would give that privilege. What would you do? Would you copy the bad boss? Or would you say to yourself, I could never be like that. The way that person made me feel. I was a broken person. When my Father chooses people, it is not done lightly. They know that they've been chosen because of all the battles and the scars that is on them right now. Isn't a badge of honour. I have a scar. Through words, I was convinced that I need that. So it's a battle of words, swords. I was meant to go. My father said, you're coming back. And I went, oh. I'm back. I wanted to come home. Your will be done, though, Father, not mine. So it is. Now, that's 13. You might be wondering what I've got, the others. Let me just try this in. So, this is from a different angle of the same sort of thing. If you're a photographer and somebody tells you to take something, you would pick the best part. But if someone was going to buy a house and they said to you, I want to see every nook and cranny, just photograph everything and send it to me. This is what we do. We look at it from all different angles so that we know